All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller. I am one of the yoga instructors here in Yoga for Caregivers. So, this is our weekly stretch session where we really focus on getting into our bodies, stretching ourselves out, getting us ready for the rest of our day and the rest of our week. So, as we move through practice today, let's keep in mind our boundaries. Notice, where are you ready to extend into postures? Where do you need to modify and come down to the mat? Or perhaps find your center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water, so if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat, whether the legs are crossed or straight out in front of you. You can be up on a prop like me, like on a block or a bolster, or simply down on the mat. It's whatever you prefer. We're going to wiggle back and forth, rooting into our sits bones, and then we'll sit up nice and tall. We're going to inhale, bring our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, we're going to drop them back and down. Inhale, bring the shoulders, forward and up, and then exhale, bring them back and down. Good. Bring your hands into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You're welcome to close the eyes if you'd like, or simply find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. This year, inspiration for our classes is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel, based on Sun Bear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. We're now in the Otter phase of the year, which happens under the second moon of the year. This is a time for standing up for what you believe is right. This can manifest in a myriad of ways: at work, at home, in various communities, and even personally. I invite you to use this practice to inquire into places in your life where things don't feel quite right. Is there an opportunity here for you to take a stand and right a wrong? So, centering in, taking a nice deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale your breath back out. Nice deep inhale, fill the belly, lungs, chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Another deep inhale here. Feel your belly round outward and fill full of air like you're a big baby. And then exhale that breath out. Draw the belly button into the spine. Release all of that breath. Inhale. Feel your torso expand and your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale. Feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhale as you bring air in your nose, down your throat, filling your lungs. And then exhale as you draw that air out the body, up the nose, and out. Continue to breathe deeply here, inhaling and exhaling with intention. Really noticing the movement of your breath here, grounding down into this moment. And if you notice that the mind gets caught up with thinking, the moment that you've noticed you've gone away, see if you can simply return to focusing on the breath, coming back to the inhales and exhales. If it feels right for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra here to help you stay grounded and focused here. Inhale, I stand for. Exhale, what is right? Inhale, I stand for. Exhale, what is right? Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. Take another deep inhale here. Set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale. Feel the intention with the heart and mind. And then exhale, set that breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. Now we're going to go ahead and come onto our seat here, removing any props if you are using them. Crisscross applesauce usually works the best, but if you need to keep your legs extended or in another position, that is okay too. Bring those hands down to the knees and start to find some circles here. So moving around in big circles, inhaling as you come forward with the chest, and then exhale as you rotate back onto your sits bones. So we're just starting to wake up our hips here, wake up our low back. And this is a very simple and gentle way to do it. Kind of get you into all those crunchy and crinkly spaces that can kind of tighten up and appear in that pelvic region, maybe in the low back as well. So just taking a couple more circles here, really pressing forward and then leaning back, using your knees for leverage and support as you need. And then switching directions. So whatever way you were going, go in that opposite direction now. Again, coordinating your movement with your breath here. Finding some simple movements as we start to wake up our bodies here today. Good. And then go ahead and come back into center. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little easier. So finding that crisscross applesauce here, if your legs don't cross, you can just have them spread slightly apart in front of you here. So we're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, hinge at the hips. Start to walk your hands forward, coming into a forward fold over your legs. Now, maybe you can go this far, maybe you're able to go lower. What's important is that we're pressing forward with the heart center, not the nose. And as we keep that spine nice and long, we get a deeper stretch in our hips here and into the low back. So wherever you find yourself, we're not forcing ourselves down further than we're ready, and we're not leaning forward so much that our hips are lifted. So keeping those hips down onto the floor as you press forward here, and then taking a couple deep breaths here. Chin is slightly tucked, so we're long through that upper part of our spine, so we're not cranking the neck here. Breathing. All right. Inhale, let's go ahead and plant into those hands, walk ourselves back up into center. Now we're going to switch the cross of our legs here. So bringing that opposite leg in front or kind of that opposite cross, and it may feel kind of awkward. Usually we tend toward one way to crisscross our applesauce here. So finding that position, and then we're going to inhale as we lengthen through the spine, and then exhale as we lean forward here. Same posture, opposite side. So now you should be feeling a deeper stretch in that opposite hip. You may be feeling it on the other side too. For me, that's my left side since my left leg is forward here. Shoulders are down, we're long through the spine. And notice maybe you can go deeper on one side than you can in the other. That's totally fine. We don't need to go the same distance. It's more important that we do the posture on both sides. So wherever you are, breathing, again, keeping that neck nice and long here. All right. Inhale, let's go ahead and come back up into center here. Nice work. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're right in the perfect position here, but I'm gonna flip around to face you. We're gonna bring our hands onto our knees here, just nice and gentle. And then we're gonna drop that left ear over to the left shoulder. Now notice the tendency to lean with the head. We're not doing that here. Instead, we're staying long through the spine and just hinging at the neck. Now, if this feels good, you can stay right here. An option is to take that left hand and rest it on the right side of the head. We're not pulling, but we're simply resting that weight here. Another option is to take your right arm, extend it straight out to the side, fingertips come down to the floor. It's going to deepen the stretch through the neck and down into the arm, but these are options, not requirements. Find what works best for you, and let's breathe here together. Notice if you've started to arch your back and lean forward here, root into those sits bones, sit long through your spine. All right, inhale, we release and come back into center here. Gonna go right onto that opposite side. So drop the right ear down to the right shoulder. Again, we're not leaning, but sitting up nice and tall and just hinging from the neck. Again, option to stay right here. You can bring that right hand and rest it on the left side of the head, very gently, very simply. You can extend that left arm straight out to the side, fingertips on the floor. Good. Again, we're not arching the back, we're not hollowing out, staying long through the spine. And when you engage that core, notice how it kind of presses yourself down into the mat through the sits bones. Wherever you are, breathing. All right, inhale, let's release, come back into center. Good. We're in the perfect position again for our next set. I'm going to go ahead and rotate to the side so you can see me easier. So hands coming onto the knees. We're going to inhale, pull those knees as you lean the chest forward, lift through the torso, coming into seated cow. And then exhale, press the knees away as you hollow out the back and the belly, coming into seated cat. Inhale into cow as you lift through the torso, look to the sky, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhale into cat here, bringing the chest down toward the pelvis. Good. Inhale into cow, look up toward the sky. Feel that pull through the throat here. Exhale into cat. Really feel those shoulder blades separate. Feel the pull through the neck. Good. Inhale, come back into center. Nice work. Now we're going to come onto our hands and knees, but then pop on up onto our knees here. All right, so we're going to start by extending our right leg straight out to the side. Toes are pointed in the same direction as your torso. We're going to take that left arm, drop it down to the left, and we want that palm beneath the shoulder here, so we're nice and firm. Take that right arm, sweep it back behind you, and then up over the head, bring that bicep over the ear, coming into this nice full body stretch. Oh my gosh, I love this posture. So reach through those fingers, reach them down toward the floor. So you're creating a nice arch with your body. Feel that right hip reach toward the sky. Notice the pull through your intercostals, through those rib muscles here. And let's take a couple deep breaths here together. You've got it. Inhale, we sweep that left or right arm up, press into that left arm, go ahead and come up into center. Rotate toward that right leg, sweep that left foot out. So now you're facing your right toes here. We inhale, we lengthen through the spine. We exhale, hinge at the hips and lean forward, coming into dragon. So we're feeling that deep stretch at the back of that right leg. Now hands can remain here. They can come down onto the thigh, onto the shin, or straight down onto the mat. Think about pulling that left hip forward so you're squaring it with the top of your mat here. Ooh, so you get that nice deep stretch at the back of that extended leg. Really pressing forward with the heart center, nice flat back. Let's breathe. All right. Inhale, let's go ahead, come back up into center, rotate back over here, and then drop that right knee down. Good. So we're back on our knees in that starting position. Opposite side here. So we extend our left leg long. Again, toes are facing the same direction as our torso. Right arm comes out to the side. Drop that right arm down to the mat. Again, we want it beneath the shoulders so we're nice and strong in this position. Sweep that left arm back and then bring it up overhead. Bring that bicep over the ear. Nice full body stretch opposite side. So notice how my body creates that nice little arc here. We want to see that for you as well. So reach those fingers down toward the floor. Allow those rib muscles, those intercostals to press up toward the sky and feel that pull through the top of the hip here. We do not often stretch this part of our body, but it gets so bound up and it can be part of the reason why we have back pain. So wherever you are, let's take some nice deep breaths here. All right, inhale, sweep that arm up and down. Press into that right hand, come up into center. We sweep ourselves over to the left, sweep that right leg out and behind you here, dragon on the opposite side. So again, we lengthen through the spine and then exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the heart center. We fold forward over that front leg. Woo, feeling it on this side too. So again, we're not hollowing out the back, but instead we're pressing forward with the heart center here. Good. Hands can be on hips, thigh, shin, or down on your mat. Sorry, I'm a little unsteady today. And then again, keeping that nice flat back, drawing that right hip forward this time. I know I'm all in black here, so it's a little hard to see, but drawing that right hip forward here. So again, we get that nice deep stretch to the back of that left leg. Let's take a couple breaths here together. All right, inhale, go ahead, press back up into center, rotate back into that neutral position, drop that knee down. Nice work. We're in a great starting position here. I'm going to turn to the side. We're going to tuck our little toesies under, keep our feet about hip width distance apart, and then exhale, bring those hips down onto the heels here, coming into Japanese T-pose. So check in with all those little piggies, make sure they are tucked under here so we're not putting any undue strain on them. You want those hips to be sitting nice and firmly on your heels. Now, if this is immediately way too much sensation, you can come up onto the knees and just gently lean back here. Otherwise, we sit back here and we notice sensation. If you're the type of person who's on your feet a lot, or perhaps you're a runner, or you've never stretched your feet before, this may not be the most comfortable position here for you. It's okay. I'm right here with you. Tune into your breath and notice sensation. Remind yourself that it is temporary. What's happening right now is all of those tiny little tendons and ligaments that we really don't often stretch out are getting stretched right now. So they're screaming, ah, thank you. I'm so relieved. It may not feel that way. It may not feel very good, but doing this for even 30 seconds a day can be really great for the health of your feet long term. So perhaps find an unmoving point, soften the gaze, tune into the breath. We're here for just a couple more moments. All right. We inhale, come forward onto the hands, release those feet. Let's go ahead and tap the tops of the feet out on the mat here. Really nice work. Maybe lift those feet up off the floor, rotate those heels in one direction and then in the other. Good. Before coming back into a seated position here. Nice work. We're actually going to come down onto our back. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket for finer relaxation, now is your moment. We will not sit up again for the rest of our practice. All right. So coming on down, onto your back when you feel ready. We tuck the knees into the chest. We give ourselves a little bit of a squeeze here. Practice well done. And if it feels right for you, you can rock from side to side, getting a nice little roly-poly action in here. Can really be really great on the low back, giving yourself a little bit of a massage. Good. Coming into stillness, we're going to keep those knees tucked in, bring the arms out to a T, and then exhale, allow our knees to fall over to one side. I'm starting on my left here. So those knees fall over. They are stacked at the ankles and the knees here. We're gently pressing into our left elbow, if your knees are to the left, to keep that opposite shoulder blade down onto the floor. Feel that nice twist through the spine. Oh my gosh, it feels so nice. Let's take just a couple deep breaths here. And then we inhale, we press into that left elbow, bring the knees back up into the center. They're still tucked into the chest here. And then exhale, we allow our knees to drop over to the right or the opposite side if you're doing opposite knee. So again, we're stacked at the knees and the ankles. We're gently pressing into that right elbow to keep the left shoulder down on the mat, shoulder blade, or vice versa if you're twisted the other way. And then feel that nice twist through our spine here. So delicious. Breathing. All right. Inhale, we press into that right elbow, bring those knees back up into center, drop the soles of the feet down. Now we're making our way into final relaxation. Lots of options here. You can stay right here. For some people, this is better for their low back. Awesome. You can allow the knees to fall out wide, soles of the feet together, recline down angle. You can extend one foot out for fallen tree, or you can extend both feet out for traditional final relaxation. Arms can be anywhere that feels most comfortable for you. You can also lay on your side or your belly if that feels more comfortable, or you can even just come on up into a seated position if you prefer. This is your final relaxation pose, so I invite you to make it so. Find that position, that shape that feels the best for your body. And then as you settle in here, tune into your breath. Begin to notice how fast or slow has that breath become. How deep or shallow. Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales, the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feel into the gentle rise and fall of your belly. Feel into the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Really notice that air, just be an observer of it. Notice sensations in the body as you breathe. Now, if the mind gets distracted, if it wanders off, that's okay. See if you can come back to the breath, come back to your inhales and exhales. Now, if it feels right for you, perhaps coming back to our mantra. Inhale, I stand for. Exhale, what is right? Inhale, I stand for. Exhale, what is right? Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you. I'm going to get quiet for just a few more moments so you can have this final part of practice to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I certainly respect yours, and I will let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and rest right here with your breath. In order to be happy, we need first of all to let go of our ideas of happiness. Our idea of happiness is the main obstacle to happiness. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, go ahead and roll onto one side. Pause there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a deep inhale, make your way on up into seated as we close out our practice together today. So finding that comfortable seat, rooting into the sits bones, sitting nice and tall. Inhale, bring the shoulders forward enough. Exhale, drop them back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You can also bring them to heart center and close the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this weekly stretch session here in Yoga for Caregivers. I'm here every Wednesday at 9 a.m., so mark your calendars, set your alarms, make sure to tune in. You can find Yoga for Caregivers on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That's where you can access all of the resources that are the volunteers for Yoga for Caregivers like me provide. And remember, if you know any caregivers who are not yet part of our community, please send them our way. This is a resource that we offer for you to support the amazing work that you do. Thank you so much once again for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Bye.